Now this is a little short video of my experience using Celingmax. Celingmax is a drop ceiling that mounts directly to the ceiling. And I wanted to go over, and I had a good experience with it in doing the kitchen. Today I need to do the bathroom. Now Karen and I live in a house that's over 100 years old. So it is always an adventure. And the adventure we had a couple of years ago, right above this is a bathroom. We had a leak, and this part of the ceiling, about 4 feet by 8 feet, come crashing down on us. The sheetrock, the screws had rotted out and it had fell right on the floor, did some damage to the cabinets. But basically, then we were looking at having to replace the sheetrock in the ceiling for a couple of $1,000s. Now, because this is a 100-year-old house and Karen does like the look of a tin ceiling, this is a faux tin ceiling. It's vinyl, it never has to be painted. The panels are removable instantly. So as an example, if we had a leak up here in the ceiling, we would just go up, take a panel out, and get right at the pipes. The big advantage of this is you don't have to take the old ceiling down unless you want to. And that mess that anybody who's done construction work knows, that's the mess. There's no demolition. This goes right over the old ceiling. So rather than make a how-to video, I was trying to make a why video, why this is good. Now, we recently had a leak in our bathroom ceiling upstairs. Remember, this is a 100-year-old house. There's always things wearing out and going bad, just like anything old. So what had happened is, we let it dry out. I got from Amazon, I bought all the Celingmax stuff. Relative to doing sheetrock, it's a fraction of what it would cost to do sheetrock. Plus, there's no paint, and lastly, there's no mess. So this is one of the ways they sell Celingmax. The grid work, the tiles, and again, it's a fraction of what sheetrock replacement, and virtually no mess at all. And again, there's plenty of videos. You just dial up Celingmax. I want to give them a plug because this is really good stuff. And it really is as easy to put up as they say it is. It's not one of these things that once you buy it, you go home and I have a bucket of tools. You really don't need, you need very few tools to do it. Anyway, I would suggest, number one, dial up Celingmax, look at the how-to video. If you live in an old house, this is really a great way to escape the job of thousands of dollars of sheet work and a mess of replacing the sheetrock. And then the biggest thing is you have access through the panels. They're removable. If you ever have a leak again, you're done. And actually the biggest part of this is that some of it you have to do on a ladder. So this is what we had: some storm damage. Had to have a part of the roof replaced. And now if I didn't have Celingmax, you see how big this ceiling is? This is really a relatively big bathroom. And it has, here's the thing that's really making it complicated. This is a shower I designed, and the hot tub, of course, I did the whole bathroom here. When we originally bought this house, it was a kitchen. So, but what I did, and it was really, now it's come back to be a good thing, because we have a little moon roof in the shower and I'm able to put the ladder in there. Otherwise, I would never be able to get the back 7 or 8 feet of that shower in the back. It would be impossible to get to. But as you can see, just the adventures of old houses. Anyway, and we're luckily with the hot tub here, I'll be able to put the ladder right in the hot tub to get that part done. One of the hardest parts of the whole job, not even hard, but is cutting the holes and then replacing the rings around the lights. And Karen doesn't know if she wants to keep this light fixture or get a new one. I don't know. We're probably going to take it down in the meantime. But what's going to happen here is, if I didn't have Celingmax right now, I'd have the biggest mess in the house of sheetrock coming down. It would be unbelievable dust and dirt everywhere, and instead, the cleanup will be a few minutes. Now, pretty easy putting up the edge channel. What I found is a little easier, because I'm working alone, is put one screw in, and just get a couple of threads caught. That's why you can hold it with one hand and screw gun it in with the other hand. Just a good little tip. But that goes quickly. And this stuff cuts with ordinary wire cutters. Very easy to cut, no sawdust, no mess, no nothing. Boy, just compare this to sheetrock work. Whew! And I've done a lot of each. And what's nice about this is once you get the first row of grit up, it's like you just start building off the edge of it. And from this point on, it goes pretty quick. I break this up into 2 sessions because tomorrow I have to cut around all the lights, and this one I had to cut around, took quite a long time. And Karen's got to make a decision on the chandelier, but we've got half of the bad spot covered up already. Now I broke this into 2 sessions today. I had to take down the chandelier, move some of the lighting. Well, you can't even move this because there's a beam in the way. I didn't want to move it to where it doesn't shine into the shower. But the thing I learned from this is you got to use chalk lines accurately, and I have to really be careful where it goes over the open spot. But most people wouldn't have that kind of an open spot. But you can deal with it very easily. What happens is you just back the screw out, it lowers it, tighten the screw, it raises it. But to be honest, cutting these holes for the lights took a lot longer than I thought it would. And what I found does a nice job of cutting the holes for the lights is a roto zip. I just happen to have a roto zip because of other work I do, but had to cut a couple of special sizes and shapes, the roto zip or the cutters, the ordinary cutters. If it's a straight line, it's easy to do it with the cutters. It worked great. The thing that worked good are these little bulb extensions because the bulbs otherwise they sit way too far up in the ceiling. This is what I use just to extend the bulbs down, and otherwise they're too far up into the ceiling and you lose a lot of light. Now the next biggest thing is to get the tile and the hole cut for the chandelier. Now one of the last chalk lines up, and all that damaged area will be cleaned. And when you don't have a light or a chandelier or something in the way, a row like this very quickly. Boy, it's a good feeling coming down a home stretch. We got one more light to cut in, a couple more tiles to put up. Karen's real happy with it, and of course, reinstalling the chandelier. So now that the whole job is done, Karen is very, very happy. We even replaced the bulbs in the ceiling with some LEDs. Switched over a couple of little tchotchkes, and we're going to get a new, I don't know, light fixture chandelier. This is funny. Look at the different color. The LEDs are on the left, the regular bulbs. She wanted it a little brighter above the sink. Well, just put LEDs in, it'll be brighter. Anyway, Celingmax. What I can suggest if you do a Celingmax job, do the whole grid with chalk lines first. Saves you a lot of time. I did my kitchen. I didn't do that the way you should. This one I did. It just went in a fraction of the time. Two afternoon sessions. Anyway, hope that gave you some ideas. If you do have an old house like this house is 100 years old, and we've done 2 ceilings now due to water damage. So hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.